Hello, all right. I hope everyone's doing well, being healthy in the quarantine. I will say one thing, no politician, nobody in charge at all has the right to tell you what to do. No famous person has the right to tell you what to do, and a lot of them are doing that. It is highly suggested, it is highly recommended. Please, yeah, of course you should be obeying by it. But if you need a little time outside and not go crazy, it's okay to be on your patio. If you don't see anybody around, go catch some sunlight. Sunlight, hot weather is good for that, to preventing the coronavirus. Getting out there, keeping your sinus basically at a higher temperature will destroy if there is a coronavirus in there. That's just a basic core of information. I'm not trying to be a doctor or anything. Just if you really need to get outside, take 30 minutes, get back inside. Don't go crazy. Don't go hay fever is a traditional name for that. So in the meantime, if you do happen to go and you grab a beer, come back and enjoy it, you might want to do Martin House. They do special releases. 2 cans are right here. Just got this today. I got it at Trader Joe's in downtown Austin. The markets are still functioning. People still need basic supplies. Elderly are doing their best to afford what they can. They get a fixed income on average, Social Security, disability, all that, and it's really not a lot. It's very minimal. So they kind of like go every 2 weeks or a week or so and try to budget their money. That's just how it's been for a long time. So help them out. Let them get their groceries, their basic needs. But other than that, this is my basic need. It's gorgeous. It's called Chiron Brandy Barreled Aged Imperial Stout. So when you're reading this, barreled aged, obviously it was put in a barrel. Number one. Number two, so if it's a brandy, it probably did a brandy barrel. Imperial Stout just means more ingredients, extra stout, period. But brandy, cognac is technically a brandy, but because it comes from there and they use Armagnac barrels, it is considered cognac. And then they made a law where anything outside that is not cognac. And so apparently there was a winemaker that used to fit more concentrated wine and then dilute them later. So that's where the term came from. In the end, brandy in America is any fruit liquor, and you can barrel age it. It doesn't meet specific guidelines, except it's usually 80 proof, which is 40%. Here in, just those are very core things. And so knowing brandy, it kind of leaves a broad spectrum. On average, it's grape. So most brandies you get are grape, but you can make apple. You can make apricot. You can do whatever. I don't know if it's great. I don't know. I haven't had it. There are some that do that, and it's distinctly different. So stating brandy doesn't really tell you too much until you read the back. So this is about the Greek mythology of Chiron. There was one who would ferry souls across the rivers. Now we say it's, death himself. There's always a name for that being, and you have to pay them, it was said, 2 gold coins, 2 silver, or 1 of each. There's always a different story. Basically 2 coins. The river and underworld, the afterlife. At Martin House Chiron, the beer is at 16%. If you pass 17%, it is no longer considered beer. So that's rock solid right there. I was gonna give my girl, we might have to share this period. See how we go. The fans of Martin House will appreciate that Chiron is really just a bigger and badder version of our first ever barreled aged release, a Chiron. Chiron was aged in brandy barrels at 3.5 months. It's the highest ABV beer ever released into the wild. I don't know about ever. Some of them don't get labeled, and it's only because they're at 17%. But they definitely had this at a good threshold, so they can definitely promote the crap out of that. And it's 100% unblended for maximum flavor, which is very true. Came straight from the barrel untouched, and as a result, molasses-like thick as mortar oil imperial stout is not for the faint of heart. They're celebrating 7 years, so cheers to you, loyal fans and supporters. I wish I was more of a fan because it's not cheap. This is a hobby, and don't get me wrong, you need hobbies. The good news is, if you don't have a lot of money and you do want to go ahead and put money on this and you don't want to drink it right away, these age very well. Once cans lock in pretty much as the fresh as you got it. Oh, look at that. Oh, here we go. First time opening one. Gorgeous. I don't know if I'm saying the name right, so anyone can be an asshole and be like, oh, that's how you say it. That's cool. I'll take that today because I have no idea. I didn't study this stuff, but there it is. 16% unblended. Oh, original gravity, 34.4. IBUs, 40. Jeez, that's pretty solid for brown beers are not considered that high. I would disagree because baking chocolate is distinctly bitter, and you get a lot of those common notes. Coffee as well. Highest ABV beer they had, 3.5 months. It was brewed on December 1st, 2019. Geez, so this has been sitting around for 4 months and now it's here. And that's actually kind of quick, but apparently you're gonna get a lot of really gorgeous. Oh, it's so dark. Using Sleeping Dog Brewery cup because this one's not cold. I did not want to influence the flavor. Oh, no. It's a lot of money going down there. Ooh, I'm not even gonna fill this up all the way. I gotta see, because that, yeah, 16% is not a joke. Look at that gorgeous. It is called head. It does trap the beautiful flavor. So when you get those lighter beers and that disappears real fast, they're made for chugging on average. Oh, I can get the sweet brandy. It reminds me of like cherries, because also the coffee stout smell is just resemblance. It's very deep and toasty. It's like super caramelized French toast. Good Lord, you get like that brandy and the separate booziness, because in stouts, when you put them in a barrel, they really get this malty booziness, like barley wine. I'm not a fan of barley wine, but when it comes from here, it's just right. It's pretty smooth, very toasty, almost like burnt, but just like on the edge, like you pulled it off just in time and it started to taste like it's burning, and you're like, oh, I saved it. I get flavor, deep berry notes, just gorgeous. This is for stout lovers. If you're looking for a hobby, keep an eye on these ones. They will all be different, so do know about them. They post every one of them up. They break down everything about them, so you know if you're getting a stout, what type of stout you're getting. They've done a lot of sours. I wasn't a fan. I didn't touch any of them, but I'm just gonna start going through them when I can, how I can, if I can find them, because these have been apparently really hard to find. This was like $12 for 2 cans, but at 16%, you're literally buying a bottle of wine. It's the same damn thing, except you're getting 24 ounces instead of 750 milliliters. That's the only difference, but come on, 16%, you're gonna feel something off the first can. So, 2 thumbs up, because I'm definitely a stout lover. The brandy was a part of the scare. Brandy can be, like E&J gives brandy a kind of a bad name. Christian Brothers is more my type, it's a little drier. There are sweet ones and people might enjoy that, and then there's dry ones like Christian Brothers, E&J is sweeter. So that's like the main difference, but you get those caramello malty notes from the barrel, the oakiness, and then the fruit they use, usually grapes is what you get. If you want a clear grape liquor to try, be warned, is grappa. Grappa comes from leftover grapes parts. They make it into what you need to distill it, and then if they make it right, it just tastes like liquid fire. There's no like, so for me, I can handle the burn. If it tastes weird or funky and it gets to the back of my tongue, it's bleh, but if it just burns and I taste the oaky, smoky, brandy, cherry, strawberry, all that stuff, I can handle all that. That's gorgeous. I love it. So this is just me going through this. Girlfriend loves it, so win for win. If you're gonna do a stout and you really want to treat yourself nice right now, this is it. Thank you, Martin House. I'm definitely gonna put you on here. Hopefully I didn't say anything crazy, but I'm just winging it because I don't want you to get any untruths. Like, I don't want anything scripted. This is just things I'm thinking about going through, and hopefully it keeps you occupied and happy and smiling. Like, you know what, that's a great idea. You know what, I was looking at that. Or you know what, I don't care about that one. You know what, give me a sour one. Put it on there. Cool. You can be rude, whatever. I was in the military, so I can handle all that. But in the long run, if this is something you're looking at and you want to get, I'm going to recommend it, especially if you like porters, stouts, and brown ales, period. This will spoil you, so if you haven't had that many brown beers, get some brown beers first, a couple porters, and then jump to this, because this is right there on the bourbon one from Bourbon Street from Goose Island. That stuff's some mean stuff too. It's gorgeous though. It's chocolate, like milk chocolate. It's ridiculous. But good job on this one, Martin House. I am so glad I got this. Actually, my girlfriend got this, so thank you, babe. Welcome. And I appreciate it. Do have a good night. Be safe. Stay clean. Take care of yourselves. And try not to be around too many people outside in public. But do get some sunshine. That is a good thing.